Hi guys, so for today's Busted Out, I'm going to use these Crafter's Companion decoupage flowers, I guess. Honestly, I don't even remember when I got this. It was part of an auto ship. If I have any links in the description box, those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. I don't know if it'd be for any of these things because some of the auto ship I guess was exclusive. Some of it you can find at Crafter's Companion, you can find on other sites, so we'll see. I think even Craft Stash has some of these things. But this is the sunflower one. Radiant Sunflowers. And I think what I want to do is like a card where maybe we can layer some of these things in the background. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I know usually I'll do something kind of fun like mixed media type background and then use these guys, or use them in like Anna Griffin designs, dies, because there's room for them, you know. But let's open this up. As far as the design itself, I don't know how big they are, and that'll kind of help me think about what I want to do. I was thinking about using the Diamond Press Decal Edge dies because, I don't know, sunflowers always give me like a country, rough kind of feel, right? Let's see here. Rustic, I guess is the word, not so much rough. Oh, these are so pretty. That's so funny. I guess because once you cut it out, that background is gone, so they look different. You know what I'm saying? That watercolor background. But that's a pretty background to try to replicate. I'm not going to do it today, but it would be pretty. Let me take this out. And I'm not going to use stamps, but maybe I'll use them for the sentiment. I was thinking about it. I'm like, do I usually use the stamps that come with these? I think I've shown once or twice how to use them, because you basically just, you know, stamp this a few times, because the dies will add texture to the same thing. And then, like, let's say you want this little piece. Okay, you're going to find where that actually is in this stamp, which is like here, and place that. So you're going to stamp it a few times so you can get all the different pieces, where the pieces are already separate for you. But that's kind of how you would keep using this. And supposedly, I think on Crafter's Companion site, they have where you can print more of them. I don't know. And I'm sure somebody will recommend scanning these, printing them, and then, you know, cutting them out again. I don't think my printer's that good, so I just have never done that. But okay, here we go. So, basically, the dies have numbers. Obviously, you can see like this big one is obviously that big guy, but it has a number 1, and that little number 1 supposedly should go over this little number 1 that's on here, and that helps you line it up. So, number 1, and then it does have kind of some white edge, which is basically for that bottom one, but it kind of, wherever you cut it, it's not going to be a horrible thing if you're off a little bit, you know? So that's kind of how they design them, so it have some of that extra space. So I am going to put a couple of things, and then you can cut everything out at once, or at least you should be able to. So I'm going to put some best ever craft tape there, and here, and actually, you know, it's so funny, I was going through my stuff and I haven't put the video out yet because I'm not ready for a D-stash, which I usually put like on my store, NV store. But I came across a whole kit of, I don't know if you guys remember, Inka Dinka Doo, I think is who had them. It had like these things that you make like mandala shapes with them. So I was thinking about busting that out, but then I thought, you know what, it's okay. I'll just go ahead and put them in my D-stash. So they're in the box right here next to me for D-stash, but really pretty designs. I just haven't used it in forever, so. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do is go around and line all these guys up. And I think we're just going to be doing die cutting today, other than maybe, like I said, again, that little number, I'm kind of laying it over. I'm going to put it on both of those, so hopefully it doesn't move. If I did this more strategically, I would use the same piece to hold both of these down. And if you only have something like the marquee, I would just cut around here so that you have something smaller that you can run through. I'll probably run this through the, we'll use a tangerine today. Alright, let's see, I'll put this through here. And people have asked me updates on the tangerine. It's great. The plates barely have warped. If you consider it warping, they don't really warp that much. It's just, like I said, it's basically a cutting surface, like your cutting board that you cut, you know, in the kitchen. So, my cutting boards I've had for ever and ever and ever. Yeah, they get more pressure because they run through the machine the way they do, but you can still keep cutting into them is all I'm trying to say. So, actually I'll grab the plates if you want to take a quick look by what I mean. probably put more piece of tape there just so it doesn't move. Oh, I have a bunch of tape on my table here from other projects. Oopsie. So I keep my tangerine on my rack that I have behind me. But so this is the top plate. You're not supposed to cut into this plate, so I don't. The only time that I ever got like etched is with Anna Griffin dies that I had used. I don't know if you can see it there. The die wasn't cutting into it, but it's still etched into there. So it's like this border die from when I did the Create event. And then this is, I have something stuck on here, sorry. The plate itself. The one that you cut into over and over and over, and I don't know if you see this little bow in the very center. Maybe my hand's in the way, maybe, I mean, it's very minimal, so I'm trying to show you, I don't know. But that's it. And I've used it many times, and I don't even know if you're supposed to flip them over. I don't. I always cut into the same side, but maybe, I don't know. I keep doing the same thing. So I'm just gonna crank it through real quick. And what I do is I put it on my stool, because my stool's wide enough to hold it. Oh, okay. I was going to lose some pieces. They're ready to come out. Oh, that's so cute. I didn't know that leaf was going to be on its own on the side. So I want to do like a fun fold card, you know what I'm saying? Like a Z fold or something, but not too complicated. So, oh, those are so pretty. I love this one. Love, love, love. I think, I say that every time when I cut them, because I feel like I fall in love with all of them whenever I use these. This is really pretty though. So what I try to do, you can see on this one it's not super perfect. There's still some edging from whatever. But it's hard to tell. But these guys are right on. Really nice. So they do a good job of that, helping you kind of hide it. So like, let's say, really this is the second one. Right? And then the third layer is this. And then the fourth layer is like this guy. And this little piece. Oh, this is interesting. Where does it go? Here, on top of this one too. And then one of the leaves has some extra layer, which I guess is this one. Kind of weird. So that one only has two. But what I like to do is try to break it up. So like, let's say I have this, and then maybe I'm doing this on this one, you know, for the outside of the card. And then on the inside or somewhere else, I'm going to do this and this, or whatever. So, you know, but that leaves it without leaves. So this one's a little bit different to play with, but we will see. So let me think about what I want to do for a card base, and I'll be right back. So I'm totally winging this one. We'll see what happens. Got a cream colored card base. Actually, I need another piece of this paper because I'm going to make a 5x7, which I hardly ever do, but we're doing different things. I know one of my longtime subscribers asked for me to use more pattern papers, like, because I buy, you know, like the Crafts and Companion papers or like all these other papers. It's very easy for me to use my tonic papers because mostly they are solid colors, really awesome papers. I was like, yeah, I'll try to, but what happens is I end up making my own backgrounds most of the time. Like, I don't use pattern paper that often, but I'll try and remember that. So even in doing this, I was like, oh, maybe I should grab, let me see what pattern papers I have. But I was like, nah, it's not today, sorry. But I will try and keep that in mind. So 5x7 out of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. We are going to cut this at 7 inches tall. See, I was already going to do the wrong thing. Ooh, that would have been bad. I was already going to cut it at 5. You need to get the 7 inches off the 8.5 inch side, because you need at least 10 inches off the 11 inch side, right? So we can fold it in half. So 5x7. So 7 inches here, and 10 inches here, and I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Let me think. Yeah. Okay. So the measurements themselves are going to be normal, and what I mean by that is just regular 5x7. I don't have to do anything funny with that. But I want to make it into like a Z fold or kind of fun fold card. So we're going to still score this at 5 inches and at 2.5 inches. So 2.5 and 5, I guess, but I'm just doing it the other way. So I'm going to fold this over, and look at how, oh my gosh, I'm telling you. Ay, ay, ay. You saw me cut that and fold it and score it, and it's still kind of off right here. But that's why I don't bone fold until I have this all pushed up together, because if I just folded on that line over here, it would be way off. And then we're just going to fold this part back on the 2.5 inch line, and that is perfect. So there we go. Okay, so something like this, right? That's all. And then on this front piece, I'm going to take this brown piece, and I need to grab another cream colored piece. And I have my decal edge dies here. Now, I wasn't sure as far as how big I need this to be or what I want to use. I kind of want to take it up because that way you can still write on the card. You know, you make a card and then it's something like this, and then it has a cute little decoration, and then where do you actually write? Right? Because on the back, I guess. But I was thinking about doing something big, that way we can actually have room for a sentiment, and then behind that, the person would have, you know, you can write your little message that's hidden by something else. Okay, so, yes. So I'm going to use the biggest one for the dark brown, and then I'm going to run this through in another cream colored piece of paper that I'm going to go grab right now, and I'll be right back. These I ran through the marquee. I'm always changing it up. As I do a project, I can probably use usually 2 different die cutting machines. Sometimes it might be 3 when I bring out like the little Anna Griffin or the little diamond press, the small guy, you know, in the same project, because why not? Okay, so let me put these little pieces away. So, you know, as I was doing this, I was like, we can do something, another little fun thing. So if you have like the diamond press mega marker kit, and you have the pastel, oil pastels in there, of course they're in there. So I've shown you guys how you can make your own little drippy droppy stuff with that. I have this luster silk, or what do they call it? This one's called Fresh Stage from Spellbinders. And being busted out, I am busting it out because sometimes I forget to use it. And I was going to put it on this because we're going to layer this up together. I thought that'll be pretty because it's kind of like greens, and this will be on there, and it'll give it a little roughness. Because I was thinking about distressing everything, you know, around the edges, but I'm just not into that as much anymore. I'll do it here and there, but not always. So what I'm going to do is drop this on here, and I'm also going to put some on the card base, right? Just to make it a little more artsy. Because you can write all over this stuff, you know. So, however you want to use this, you can do drops like this, you can flick it. And what it does is it dries pretty quick, and it leaves like a metallic look too. If you're doing this with oil pastels or watercolor, just put a lot of water and flick it off of your brush. Or hold your brush in your hand, let's pretend this is a brush, and flick it with something else, and that'll help you kind of get it going. However you want to do that. And I messed up by, here we go. Let's say I should have done the bigger surface first. I should have done the card base first, you know, because I don't want this on the back of the card, but if it gets there, you know what, it's okay. Alright, so let's open this up. Just kind of give it a splash here and there. Because as you write your message, it'll still be there, and that's just fine. And I'm going to put some splashes over here too. It doesn't have to be everywhere, but since we have it there, we might as well put some over here. Right, there it is. I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's just bring these back together, and I guess we could have done the same on this one. I just wasn't going too crazy. I keep wanting to try this clear gel tacky glue out from the Dollar Tree of Aleene's. I tried to use it on felt the other day, but it went through the felt, even though you should be able to use tacky glues on felt, so that is not a good option for this one. But see how it's thick? So it does have that tacky glue gel feel, but it's interesting. So I want to try it out today. So I guess that's new. I don't know, I got tongue-tied. So I guess that's a new thing because I recently just picked it up at the Dollar Tree. But if you see it, you might want to try it out. I want to see how it reacts with paper. Does it do something funky? And I'm willing to test it out today. Just trying to see if it kind of warps or anything like that. It just has a different feel than the regular tacky glue. Okay, so let's say that's going to be like that. And then let's bring our big guy. And I'm going to stick this down flat because... Okay, well, you know what? Actually, let's go ahead and stick this guy down because that's not going to change. I'm not going to change my mind on this. So let's put some glue right here. And I'm eyeballing that clearly. But I didn't put too much, right? So I just put it right in that area. I know it's hard to see because it's clear, but... And I'm starting over here and I'm going to push it that way. That way it smears the glue for me. in the direction that I would want it to. You don't want it to come this way and then end up sticking your card together, right? So, and I always tell you guys, I just do things by eyeballing. You know, I have this grid on here. I can kind of look at it, but that's not how I work. So this gives you a lot of time to mess with it, which for me is not fun. I like to just glue it down and move on. But hopefully that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. So that's down. It's been like how long? I don't know, but that's nice and stuck down now. And I'm going to glue this down completely. I'm just kind of eyeballing what it is that I'm going to be doing. Remember, I wasn't sure. So if I have this here, that's dimensional. I'm going to put like, ooh, maybe I should stamp right on here. I kind of don't want to add another piece of paper. And what I was thinking of is bringing like this over here, just so it's sticking out in the background, you know? So this also does not need to have more dimensions, I suppose. Maybe what I'll do is a ring leaf over here. Because this having an extra leaf doesn't really matter, but I think it'd be cuter if we actually have a leaf for this one. Okay, perfect. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to stack this guy up. I don't even know if I want to stack this guy up so much. One, two, three. That's probably good enough. And I'm going to use... I'll be right back. I need to grab a new roll of foam tape because I used it up the other day. So this is some Carson Pine foam tape I've had forever. And you know what's so funny? I always thought, oh, this is just a bigger roll. It has two thicknesses. I don't know if you can see. This one's thinner than like this one. Hopefully you can tell the difference there. So I want the thinner one because what happens is you start stacking up this stuff and then it's just way too high. And I also have a kit from Anna Griffin that would be really good for this use because it has a bunch of different sizes. And they're not super, super thick because, again, you're doing decoupage. You put some really thick stuff, you're going to have really, really high layers. And that's not what I want, but maybe you do. So, you know, just play with it. Here are my scissors. So if you're new to my channel, just thank you. Just know that this is kind of how I do things. Even if I was to do a review, I might keep the extra stories and things down to a minimum on a review, but usually this is just how I do it, and I just go with it. Let's see here. We'll put this here. And my name is Vianney, because I know people ask too a lot of times how to pronounce it. And welcome to my channel. Alright. You know, I wish this one actually had another up on here. It's kind of weird that everything's focused over here, but that's alright. It's a really pretty set. I like it. Which just leads me to believe that the stamp set will be really nice to work with or to color in and stuff because it's just such a pretty design. And you know what? I'll close up on this. I didn't mention earlier. The dies, I mentioned that it will give you texture, but I didn't really show it. I don't know if you can see the embossing, the texture that's in there. It's hard to see, but it's just a nice thing to have. It looks really pretty. So, it's all there. I just feel like, do I do still another one? Still another one? I don't want to put it, and if I put it on this one, it might get caught, you know what I'm saying? Like I have this tucked over here. Open it, close it. Maybe not. Okay, so let's do that. Let's put this guy over here. So we'll give him a little bit of dimension. And I've also mentioned before, don't stock up on stuff like this foam because what happens is it gets really sticky and chewy and gross, the stickiness of this, and then when you go to cut it like with your it sticks all over the place. So I don't know if that has to do with maybe just where I live. It's a little humid, San Diego, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So, okay. I rather just buy it as I need it, but of course this pack was big, so I haven't bought any more until I run out of this. Why did I put that away? Actually, I should bring both of these out, both of these size rolls. Because I always mention that having different depths of foam, and then I forget that I have the different depths of foam. I just don't have them in front of me, so I forget. Okay, I should have stamped this initially when it was flat. But I didn't, so we're gonna do it now. But yeah, guys, there's so many fun things, and I was kind of thinking with the Spellbinders, they are doing their Christmas in July, and they launch things on the 20th of the month, so it's kind of late in July. But I have lots of videos to show you guys, so you're gonna have Christmas in August too. I think it's just gonna be Christmas going forward. Maybe we'll take a break, a little tiny break, but yeah. So we have thanks for adding sunshine to my day, beautiful. Shimmer and shine, beautiful. Oh, that's cute. I don't know why I would say shimmer and shine, to be honest, because like sunflowers are usually kind of, but with this one's cute because I had put those sprinkles. Sunflowers are kisses from the sun. Sunshine, brighter days ahead. So sweet. I do like this thanks for adding sunshine to my day. So let's do that. And the other reason you might want to stamp this before you add it to your project is because what if it messes up? I know, that's always a concern. I'm trying to put this on here straight. I'm looking at the for adding. No, no, no. No, no, no. Okay, yeah, I can tell it's crooked. I was using the grid lines, and of course I just wanted to pick it up from the surface here. Let's put it right here. Oh, there we go. And of course I'm going to do all this, and it's probably still going to be crooked. It's hard to tell because of the cursive and then the straight and then some other things that are going on here. So let me just put it like this. Still a little crooked. This is scary. Should we use brown ink? I was gonna go with black. You know, let's do black, just because it's nice and crisp. And speaking of crisp ink, let's use... Oh, I still grab a Mento black ink. Hold on. VersaFine. So juicy and nice. I love VersaFine. Okay. That should be ready. So, like I always say, I don't know if VersaFine is like an oil-based thing. I don't know what it is. It takes longer to dry, and if you really want to set it up, you might want to use some embossing powder. It's just good stuff. Now, hold on. Let's say this is here. Yeah, just here, right? Okay. I'm going to try to do this in a way that looks straight to me. I don't know. Oh, come on. Now, this is a stamping block. Ooh. It shifted on me, you guys. Did you see that? I don't know if you noticed that. What I was gonna do is get my little LDRS Stampendable. Yay! It didn't shift. I felt like it shifted, but we're good. All right, perfect. So what I would do is stamp that before you even put it on here, just so that you're assured that everything's good. That's so pretty. And I'm gonna put it flat, but because it already has dimension. But if you want to pop that up, do what you want to do. Okay, let me, before I do that, let's get to this. Okay, I'm gonna leave it poking out a little bit because I think that's cute. Off the side. And then I'm gonna see what I want to do with this leaf. Do I want them to poke out here too? Is it kind of weird? Or should I just put them down here for when the card's open? I think that's better. Okay. So I'm just going to put some glue here, put a little glue here. I'm going to rub this into that glue, pop that back down. Let's see where we're at again, if we didn't shift too much. That's really cute. I like the little leaf kind of hanging out here. Alright, so there's that. And now we're just going to glue this guy down. I am going to put glue on this because it's pretty much going to be on this card. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing. And I want to make it kind of fun, so it's going to be hanging out of that a little bit, like into this area. You can put the whole thing inside here if you want, but I think it just looks a little more fun sticking out this way. Alright guys, and there's busted out with a little something fun, a little different. And now when you write here, you know, dearest Olivia. I don't know. So you write your note here. And when you close it, it's covered up, right? So it's still a functional card, which is always what we want. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, and if you have yours, bust them out. Again, it doesn't have to be this specific design. It can be anything. Obviously, anything that you have that you can do this with. But I just hadn't used these since they came in. Honestly, I have no idea when. I think I have 2 more sets that I still haven't opened, but I will. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.